Okay, so now we're going to get on to the next video, because what's happened here is I'm not satisfied with what I'm doing with the dehydrated vegetables, right? And the reason is because I don't want to be doing this next month after, okay? I'm just doing it now, right? We're into day 3. I'm going to be putting a new batch, the last what's in my fridge, into we're at Walmart here, okay? Into the dehydrators. So it means my fridge will be empty, and then tomorrow I'll get another delivery of another batch of whatever I'm ordering right now. I'm going to do it one more time, and that will be it. And since I'm there, do you see this ham here? Look how much they're charging this ham for. Okay, this is the can right here. Looking pretty good to me. I know if you go to dollar store, if you were to find something like this, maybe even, this is a fair amount of weight on this one. I can feel it. It's heavy. I've got my computer glasses on, so I can't really see. Either or, the dollar store would be charging $3.50 for this, if not smaller. Okay, in terms of those grammages. Let me see if I can see what the gram is on that. And, you know, this is just, these store 400, yeah, so you're looking at a pound, okay? A pound of pork, see, 454 grams is the equivalent of 1 pound, okay? So for 1 pound of pork already canned, and can sit in that can for years in a cool, dark place, for whatever reason, they got it listed at $2.97. And when I seen that the last time I came in to look, right, which was just recently, because I just bought with my last order, because I'm always looking for things on sale, because if you look at this one, it's $5.97, right? These things, I don't even waste those little cans with the pull tabs. I don't even waste my money on them. I don't. Okay? And then we've got this brand here, which I have already, $3.97, which is $1 more than the one for $2.97. This one's $5.97. I have also some of those, right? Probably got them on sale, because I would not have paid $5.97. So anytime you can see something like that, this one's $2.97, right? This is where, oh, so I got, if you notice, it's out of stock. Lucky me. Lucky me. I got the last 10. So we can't order that because it's no longer available at this particular store. Store availability varies. Well, I guess I got lucky and got the last 10. So we can't order those. So now I'm going to take you to what I am going to order now, because I have been spending money. I had to borrow another $500 on my personal loan, put it into my checkings account so I can pay my personal loan and my credit card from wherever, right, from this bank, so I don't go into my overdraft, because I would have gone into my overdraft, and I don't want to rely on my overdraft. But then, whatever I'm buying now, I bought an external hard drive, 6 gigabytes, which will last me for over a year and a bit. That's mainly for videos, backup. I had to go to Uniline, and I bought some buckets to top off whatever I'm going to do downstairs, or whatever I'm going to do upstairs, because I'm going to make one 3.5 gallon bucket of all-purpose white flour, another 3.5 gallon bucket of unbleached flour, right? So that Andre can learn the difference between all-purpose flour, unbleached flour, right? And then, you know, I'll bring up when I'm downstairs getting into those old buckets from back in the day with the pinto beans and whatever, I'm going to transfer whatever amount of pinto beans that I can fit into a 3.5 gallon bucket. So now we've got the all-purpose flour, the unbleached flour, a bucket full of pinto beans, And I've got a whole bunch of other little beans in my bedroom in those little 1 gallon buckets or whatever the hell I got going on in there. I don't know. Yeah, I think they're 1 gallons. I don't think they're 2 gallon. And because the pinto bean is going to be the main bean that will be used to start incorporating beans into the diet weekly. But I told Andre, because we don't eat beans very much, we have to start slow so our bodies get used to it, right? I'm teaching him, people. So we've got all-purpose flour, the unbleached flour, 2 different flours make 2 different things, right? We've got the pinto beans coming up in their own bucket, which will be dipped into hopefully weekly at some point, whether I make bean flour, bean soups, bean burgers, bean tacos, who knows. And then I got 2 empty ones that I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with, and then I had to buy some 5 gallon white buckets, and the only way you can buy them is 5 at a time. And then I had to buy lids, and then I'm like, fuck. And then I'm like, well, since I'm here, I might as well get 4 more 1 gallon jars and finish up what I'm doing here, right? It cost me $265. But I won't be buying that again, right? Because otherwise I'll be scrounging around for shit, and I'm not in the mood to be scrounging around. That's the thing. Anything that I can free up downstairs when it comes to those buckets that I first bought back in the day that are kind of square, right? And they got the wheat and the pinto beans basically in them, right? They're not they're not very good, quote unquote, good buckets. I mean, I'm going to stack and pack them real tight with Mylar bags, oxygen absorbers after I open them up, go through them. And anything left over, whether I use them for something else in terms of food, or whether I take those buckets and I take them out into the greenhouse and then, make them into planter pots for tomatoes and that type of shit. In the meantime, that ain't happening anytime soon because it takes me too long to get downstairs and do anything in that basement. So yeah, I was kind of just trying to make it easy for Andre and I to just go to the all-purpose white flour bucket, and we'll grind up this wheat and we'll add in a little bit of that flour. But first I have to teach him the difference between flours, right? So, okay. And use the pinto beans as I got like, I got lots of beans in this house, people. I got beans coming out of my ears, okay? Just saying. All right. So, since I'm here with the vegetables, because we're on day 3, if I stop buying by tomorrow night, early morning, day 5, I'd be completely done. But I'm going to do one more run, so that when I do fill up my jars, because I know right now I don't think I have enough corn at 5, because I have more peas, because I was buying 10 bags with 2 different types, where the corn I was just buying 5 bags because 1 was unavailable. So I'm short on corn, so I'm going to buy another 5 more bags because that's all I can find when it comes to, unless of course I want to go into Great Value, but I don't want to. I like Green Giant, so I'm going to just stick with this for now. I did my 2.2 kg Great Value bags for fillers in between everything. That's good enough for me, whatever. All right, so and then because I do have the beans, I thought to hell with it, I'll just do 5 more bags of the beans. Right, so far, and what's this? Okay, this is natural peaches and cream kernel corn, 5 bags. The peas are trying to sneak themselves in, so I'm debating. Right. Green Giant frozen French style green beans are there. Green Giant frozen niblet whole kernel corn. So actually I can buy 10 bags. I can buy the whole niblet kernel corn, and I can do the peaches and cream. So I will do that. I will get 10 more of these because it's at $4 a pound. Personally, I don't think you're going wrong. Okay, you can see you save $20 on it for 10 cans. The peas, I'm not too sure about yet. I don't really need them. I have a lot. But we'll see. So, okay, so if I was to pay regular price, you're looking at $135. Doing it this way, you're saving $52. So now my bill has dropped down to $83. Okay? But if you notice, there's nothing else on there. Because there's really nothing that I want. And then they try and entice me to buy something else. But none of these things I ever really need. And then I'll see a red pepper pop up. And I'll be like, okay, I'll get 2 red peppers. And then they tell me they don't have them in stock. And I don't get my red peppers. Go figure. Right? Or a green pepper will pop up. Sometimes I get them, sometimes I don't. Right? Right? Because, you know, just like I don't need canned corn. I don't need canned peas. I don't need no canned nothing when it comes to vegetables. I just don't. Right? I'm pretty much good with the canned fruit outside of I have to recan some of the fruit because canned fruit does not sit well long term in cans because of the acidity. It's kind of like a tomato, only tomatoes are worse. They'll eat through the can a whole lot faster than fruit will, right? But that recanning that fruit is for another day. So $83 with those peas that I technically don't need included. So maybe what we should do is see if there's a different kind of green bean. And I will dehydrate those green beans and just throw them all, mix them up all together with those few little Brussels sprouts, and that will be one big jar, and I'll be happy because honestly, I don't have, I don't have, I'll put green beans, frozen green. I don't have, I have one little thing of green beans, that's it, and they're old. So I don't mind doing this. And before I'd go off and buy a whole bunch of green beans, blanch them, dehydrate them, I'm telling you, this is easier. So you see, I've already got my max here. Right? And that's the French style. Green beans don't have a lot of calories, but they tend to seem to have more, see, for just one can, with the water included when it comes to weightage, is $1.97, right? But I don't need those. And I find that canned beans in a metal can, and I've pointed this out before in my videos, don't last as long as other canned vegetables for whatever reason. I don't know why, but they last a long, 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 long time if you can them in a jar. Go figure. How does that work? Because they leach. They start to leach like a tomato for whatever strange reason. So I don't like to stock up on canned green beans, although I probably have a few around the house. Right? And before I'd go off and buy more, I would try and grow some or buy them fresh and then can them in a jar. And then, yeah, they'll sit for years and years and years and years. We did a video on that. I opened up the lid. It was nice and clean. Andre and I, we threw in some garlic, cooked it up. It was so, so good. Yeah. So here are fresh beans, green beans, 24 ounce. Okay, so I don't know. So you're looking at 88 cents for 100 grams. All right. I thinking here now. So if you were to say per pound, it would be $8.80 for 1 key, 2.2 pounds, right? So you're looking at $4 and some odd cents, maybe $3.97 or something for a pound of beans. Okay, 24 ounces. But it's coming in at 88 cents for 100 grams. So if you bought 1,000 grams, it would be $8.80, which would be 2.2 pounds, and then you divide that by 2, right? So, you know, anyway, you can see you're looking at almost $4 a pound for fresh beans. Why do that when you can get it for $1.49? Unless, of course, you just want to treat yourself. Or that's just the way your household can manage because you're a middle-class income household that can afford to buy fresh all the time. So you can see that they... Oh, what's this? No, this one's not on sale. All right. I'm looking for things on sale. We got the corn. Nothing. This shit makes me go blinder faster too, I swear. What's this? Great value cut beans. $1.27. 398 mils. So in this situation, what I would do is I'd multiply this by 2, so for $2.50, and then I'd multiply this by 2, so we'll round it off at 4. Well, you see, that's not grams though. That's 300. That's a can. I don't want cans. Yeah, no, I'm looking for frozen. 260. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here's something on sale. So it was regular $4.38. Now it's $2.67. It is a Green Giant. What? Green Giant Valley Selection whole green beans. Okay, so these are not French style. They're not French style. So then what I do, this is how I shop, people. And my kids can't get mad at me because they don't ever offer to take me out. Right? So, you know, it's like... Okay, then I come in here, and the first thing I do is, okay, so for every one cup of beans, well, that's to be expected. This is why you want to stock up on corn. Okay, because corn is the one that holds the more calories. But then, of course, this provides different vitamins, different flavors. You know, it's fiber. I mean, obviously, it doesn't provide a lot of calories, right? Compared to, say, corn. But here, when we take it down into here, it actually has a fair amount of vitamins, I suppose. You got the vitamin C, but as soon as you cook it, you kind of lose it, right? And then we've got the calcium and we've got the iron, right? Where the French beans, so I'm going to pick up, since we're doing beans, they're already on sale. What's the poundage on it? 500 grams. Okay, whatever. These are not French style beans. These are just regular good old beans. And I'm just going to mix up the French style with the beans, good old beans, and the Brussels sprouts. And I'm going to put that all into a 1 gallon size jar. Okay? I got a little bit of money to burn here, even though I borrowed it. Okay, so you see, they only allow you 5. So I can only do 5. I don't have a choice. Alright, so now I'm at 96 bucks. Alright. Now I saved myself $60. And my bill is only 96. And that's just basically for corned beef and frozen vegetables. Now, and then, before I place the order, I go to the flyer and I double check. I double check to see if there's anything in there that I may want. Alright, and I'm pretty much, there's really nothing that I need. What I'm buying, I don't even need it. But I'm preparing for the future. I got this here, and those corned beef in a bucket. It's in my kitchen right now. I said to Andre, what would you prefer to have? A bucket full of corned beef and ham or an empty bucket? He goes, what do you mean? I said, well, if you had to choose between an empty bucket or a bucket with this stuff inside, which one would you choose? He said, well, I'd choose the bucket, but I would prefer to have a whole wall full of it. I said, oh, okay. Like, you know, shelf after shelf after shelf after shelf. Yeah. So he's thinking much farther ahead than me. Although I could probably fill up 1/4 of a wall with everything that I got when it comes to this particular kind of stuff. Now, being that I can we squeeze in 4 more cartons of eggs downstairs?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
But I took them out from up here though, didn't I?
Yeah.
Should I buy a few more?
Huh?
Should I buy a few more? Well, I do, because you eat a lot of eggs. You're kind of driving me nuts with it. 4 cartons will be gone in 2 weeks. If I let them go unchecked. And of course, I'm, you know, eating an egg sandwich here and there as well. And Amari gets an egg here and there, right? But it's mainly Andre will wolf down at least 3 eggs at one time. And if you let him do that every day, and if he thinks he could do it twice a day, he would. Yeah. So I will find a place for them, because the eggs will sit in the fridge for a couple of months. That's not the issue. Okay, even if they go past their expiration date, they're still fine. Right? See, I don't buy any of this. I don't need bacon, none of it. Although that's a good deal. If you look here now, you see this is where you might want to consider picking up some bacon because at $9.97 you're saving $9. Right? So you're looking at $19 for a 1 key, which is 2.2 pounds of bacon, which isn't really very much. But Andre likes bacon, I like bacon, and I'll just scoop up on 1. Alright, we'll just add the 1 and we'll make bacon sandwiches or something. I tried to order this flour, another bag, because the one that I bought here that I have, the all-purpose and unbleached, I got no name from Canadian Superstore, and I thought, oh fuck, there's some, you know, look how much you're saving on and this is, and so I went to Canadian Superstore and I priced out Robin Hood flour on Canadian Superstore, and they're selling their freaking 10 key bags or whatever, their flour, yeah, 10 key bags for $19 too. Yeah, $19 for a bag of flour. Like, what the hell? Like, my son, if he says you're out of touch with reality, that's when I'm out of touch with fucking reality, because first of all, I don't even use a lot of flour except for maybe when I get to making bread, and when it gets time to really making bread, I got so much wheat in this house, people, we're going to be grinding, but I just thought I'd get started a little bit here and there with Andre, just, you know, just teach him the difference between wheat berries, all-purpose flour, right, and fucking bread flour, unbleached flour, and see if he can distinguish the different tastes between them, and understand that when you're getting into the wheat berries and you're grinding them up, you're actually getting more nutrients. Then you get the bran left over after you've grinded up, and you can put that bran and make it into bran muffins, and you don't even have to go off and buy bran in the grocery store. Plus, you can sprout those things if you want, right? I seen this, I thought, oh, okay, right, I'll just scoop it up, because we're getting close. We're getting close to be making them bread. I'm getting tired of buying four loaves every 5 days, every 5-6 days. Like, it's pathetic. Like, seriously, I want a sandwich, and they're not even bread for me when I want a sandwich sometimes. So anyway, they don't have it in stock. Where is he?
Come on.
You're not giving me my phone.
Andre, your time is up. Okay? I picked up one of these. Saved $11. I'm just again. We already did the vegetable run. Right. So if I ever buy again after this, it would be just 1 bag for whatever reason. but I don't normally buy these things unless, of course, what I'm doing now. And yeah, we'll be making tea biscuits with dehydrated vegetable in it. We can do egg muffins with dehydrated vegetable in it. We can make a bread loaf, right? Whatever. Burgers with them, put them in soups, sprinkle them on salads, cook them up in a pot and just have it as a side dish. Anyway, so where are we at right now in terms of savings? So we're at 117. That's pretty much all I want to spend. All right? And I saved myself, we'll just round it off at 70 bucks. So if I purchase this, which I probably will, right? I already saved 260. You add on another 70, right? That's $330. 260, 70. Yeah, $330 that I would have saved since March 6th, and today is March 12th. So within a week, I saved myself by doing what I'm doing, how I'm showing you how I'm doing it and why I'm doing it, explained it. I saved myself $330, right? Yeah. And add on another, what's the bill? 117, another $6 for delivery. So we'll round it off to 125. Sometimes I tip them, sometimes I don't, because oftentimes you never know, you might not get everything you ordered, and you know, some of these guys are stealing and just whatever. We tipped the last guy $5 at the door, right? So anyway, so I spent what was it, $5.58 or something? Throw on another 125, so that's 550. So 550, 75, 675. So out of 675, I saved $330. So you're pushing $1,000 in groceries. Over $1,000 in groceries. Hold on a minute. Okay, so I ended up adding in one more bacon because I bought these little breakfast sausages. For whatever reason, I wanted to do something with them anyway. I got a few of them. So I'll teach Andre how to make pigs in a blanket with the little breakfast sausages with the bacon wrapped around and then baked in the oven. Right? Why not? Crisp them up in the oven. That'll be good. And we save $18 versus paying $38 for 2 keys of bacon. That's ridiculous, people. Now you know why I canned up a whole bunch of freaking bacon. I do have some around frozen, but sometimes my son, he gets into Auntie Chemay's fridge and he takes freezer or whatever and he takes out things from there and he eats them, right? Like he took the bologna, he hasn't even replaced the bologna yet, but besides that point, whatever. So there should be bacon in Auntie Chemay's freezer, but I'm not even going to go down there and look. That's what I mean. They run me out of there, right? So either or, I buy 2, right? $10 a pack. Saved myself $18. Wow. Okay, so now the bill was $205. Saved myself, we'll round it off at $79. So now it's 79 plus 230, or was it 260? 260 plus another, we'll just round it off at 80 bucks, right? Okay, you see how it goes, right? So we got the bacon, the 4 cartons of eggs. I already did 8, got 4 more. That should be enough to last me for at least a month and a half. It would be nice if I could stretch them out for 2 months, but I highly doubt it. And then we've got just the regular frozen green beans. Of course, we've got that at $4 a pound. I don't have to can it in jars. And then we've got the whole kernel corn, which is the higher calorie count when it comes to vegetables. And then we got the French style green beans, being that we're doing some beans. And then we've got the natural peaches and cream corn, which that's where your calorie count is, right? And then just for the sake of it, we might as well, I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking now. Oh my God, I never stop thinking. Okay, so these are the natural summer sweet peas, and like these are so good to snack on. I'm thinking, what could I do to make, you know those nuts and bolts kind of snacking thing? I never buy that stuff, ever. I stay away from that kind of stuff. But what if I bought a box of shreddies? Just a box of plain old shreddies with nothing. Plain shreddies. Oh, look at this. Look how expensive it is. $9.77. Oh, that's expensive. 1.2 kg. I don't know how big that box is. This is a small one. What's the size on it? 440 grams. Obviously, for $4.67, it's cheaper to buy like this. So that has no sugar, nothing on it outside of the original. So, and I'm thinking for snacks for the kids, right? You'd have to cook it in the oven with a little bit of seasoning salt. All right. So if we added one of those, and then we want Cheerios that have no flavor on them. Where is this? Hold on. Because I get them here all the time, right? I don't know how to spell Cheerios. Here we go. Cheerios. Original Cheerio breakfast cereal. Family size. Whole grain. It's only 570 grams, which is probably okay. I already got a few peanuts in the house. We just want regular, just Cheerio oat crunch, oats and honey. No, apple cinnamon. No, we don't want any of that. I don't think, because I'm going to make it more of just kind of salty, seasoning salt, right? So we'll get one box of that. Now, keep in mind, these are things that once in a while I do stock up on cereal, but if I let Andre eat cereal, oh my God. If you think milk disappears, two jugs every 3 days, give him a box of cereal. It'll be 2 jugs of milk gone in 2 days, literally. It gets crazy. All right, so we got one of those, and then how about a bag of pretzels? Just plain old pretzels. I don't know how to spell pretzels. Let's see if pretzels come up. Oh, now hold on a minute. Okay, so I found a recipe here that I might be interested in. 2 cups for nuts and bolts, right? Homemade nuts and bolts. 2 cups salted butter, melted. I got lots of that. As a matter of fact, they got butter on sale. I should check that and maybe pick up 4 more. Right now, okay, whatever. 1 tablespoon seasoning salt. Perfect, that's what I wanted. 3 tablespoons Worcestershire sauce. Got lots of that. 2 to 3 tablespoons garlic powder. We got that. 1 tablespoon paprika. We've got that. 8 cups of Crispic cereal, plain corn and rice. Okay. Oh, God, I hate that when they do this. So maybe I should be looking at a different kind of cereal versus Shreddies. Although I can probably still buy Shreddies. And even if I don't use the Shreddies, Andre will eat them up like no tomorrow. And I don't mind Shreddies, and Amari doesn't mind Shreddies. Right. Okay, so let's go back to Walmart. We're just going to add in, we got the pretzels, so let's see if we can find this particular cereal. I think so. I think that was maybe what I want to do with these children. Paste. Here we go. Is it just plain? Kellogg's Crispit cereal. $5.97 for 350 grams. Oh my Lord. You see, this is where you want to find that kind of stuff on sale. But we're on a mission here, so. Okay. And then 4 cups of rice check. All right, well, let's see if they have rice check. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, yeah, here we go. 4 cups plain Cheerios. Well, we got that base covered. Always having a problem with my mouse. And as I do this, I can sprinkle in a little bit of dehydrated corn and a little bit of dehydrated peas. Test them out, see if they like it. Hopefully they'll eat it. And if they do, then that's one more thing. Oh my Lord, where's my Walmart thing? Here it is. That's one more thing that you can do with those things. Right? I'm just saying. Paste. Let's see if that comes up. Oh, here we go. All right. $5.27 for another 340 grams. So if I like this, then you know I'll be watching for when it's on sale, and then that's when I would be buying in bulk. Okay? Yeah. What else do we have here? Okay, so 4 cups pretzels. Well, I don't know if I'll get 4 cups out of that little bag that I bought, but I don't even know if I'll get 4 cups from these other cereals. 8 cups of the Crispit cereal, plain, corn and rice. 4 cups of the rice checks. 340 grams I don't think is going to get you very much, honestly. I might have to buy 2 boxes each. But then I'd go half and half of half and half in terms of a half a recipe. I wouldn't make a full recipe at one time. I'd just do half. And then try and keep it around for a little while and then just do the other half when that happens. And then we want these cheese stick crackers. Now this is stuff I wouldn't normally buy. This is stuff I just never buy. Nope. But I might buy it now. And I was thinking, honestly, I got that dough making noodle thing that I can maybe make my own pretzels with, because I can run dough through it, through the right bit, and come with a nice size for a long pretzel. I just don't know how you cook them. Probably deep fry, right? Paste. Here we go. What is this? These are things I never buy. Strawberry. No, we don't want strawberry. They don't even really have cheese sticks. So what about cheese crackers? Here we go. See, I don't buy this stuff. I don't necessarily trust it. No. I don't. Tisha buys this stuff all the time. I don't. Never do I ever buy it. I like Ritz crackers too, but for the amount of money that you pay for them, let me see. I'll look at this. See, Tisha buys goldfish for them. I don't buy that kind of stuff. You can actually, honestly, you can make little goldfish crackers with cooked chickpea. Yeah. Maybe that's what I should try to do. Only I just make them into little balls. Because I'm not going to try and make them looking like a fish. Right? But I can cook up some chickpea, mash it, season it, and either lay it flat on a cutting board, like, you know, lay it flat on a cookie sheet. Put some, maybe some, what is it called? Wax paper, you know, or parch paper, the one that you can bake in, right? I don't know, I have some, I don't know where it is, but put some parch paper down on a cookie sheet, and then pat down your chickpea paste so it's nice and flat. Season it, whatever you want. Take a pizza cutter, and because it's pasty, moist, it will cut pretty good into little teeny weeny squares. Bake it to dry it out, or even dehydrate it because it's already been cooked. And you know you can eat sprouted chickpeas, right, if you wanted to, raw, right? But in this situation, I'd cook the chickpeas, I'd mash them up, spice it, make it tasty, do what I just said, bake it in the oven, or dehydrate it in the oven on low until it comes out dry. And because you've already pre-cut it, they'll probably just snap off, and you'll get a whole bunch of little squares, which would be more nutritional than this stuff. And you could put in a little bit of cheese mixed in with it. You could. It's just, you know, it's not like, it's not like these. You know, these are Swiss cheese, right? Now I could buy a box of these to get the cheese flavor of a nut and bolt kind of thing, and just kind of break them up into small little pieces and mix them in with everything else. But I think I'm going to try and do the chickpea. Yeah, I think so. Hold on a minute. Okay, now I suppose this is maybe a time where when my son accuses me of being senile, whatever that's supposed to mean, like, okay, my budget was about $100, give or take. I was willing to go to 125, but then I decided I wanted to make nuts and bolts, homemade nuts and bolts for my grandkids, right? And, well, yeah, my grandkids. I can't say my kids, but my grandkids, right? They're kind of like my kids, right? Especially Andre and Amari, right? And, you know, I want it to be as wholesome as I possibly can make it. We already know we got a little bit of corn and a little bit of dehydrated peas, so that's good to go. That's it all. It all started with the peas, right? Andre, just turn that down for a few minutes. I'm almost done.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, and, okay. We know I don't want to buy fish sticks or whatever those little cracker things are, for whatever reason, and I came to a conclusion that I'm going to make homemade chickpea, organic chickpea. As a matter of fact, I'll start working on that like ASAP. And I explained to you how I'm going to do it, and I'm thinking, well, I can get creative with the peas, and I can, this is what I mean by, are you senile? Does your son really have a right to call you senile when you're sitting here plotting and scheming as you're racking up the bill to make snacks for the grandkids, and you're trying to make it as nutritional as you possibly can? And don't forget, this is with seasoning salt and garlic salt. I can turn around and take out the seasoning salt and the garlic salt, and I can sprinkle in shredded coconut with honey. Okay, I can make different kinds. I don't have to make just one kind. Okay, I can flavor it up if I want. I can use organic maple brown sugar, for crying, or the panela sugar, which has real magnesium in it. Okay, I'm just saying. To which I might be switching them up. All right, so in my senile thinking here, I'm like, what am I thinking now? Oh yeah, I'm like, okay, so you got all this, and you're gonna sprinkle in some peas and corn. And they may or may not eat it, but what if... Andre, just turn it down just a tad bit, okay? I don't want to have to raise my voice here. Andre!
What?
I don't want to have to raise my voice here.
That's the way it
Alea May, turn that down! Anyway, I'm like, okay, well, how can I sneak in the peas, the dehydrated peas, and the dehydrated corn versus just sprinkling them in? They eat everything else and leave the peas and the corn behind. For whatever reason, you know how kids are, right? Well, when you're making your little chickpea crackers, but they're small. They'll be small, little pieces, right? Maybe about a 1/4 inch thick. Well, you take one pea, after you spread it out on your cookie sheet. My brain doesn't work very well sometimes because I'm so tired, right? After you spread it on the cookie sheet, with or without parchment paper, cut it with a cookie cutter. Not a cookie cutter, a pizza cutter. You know, one of those little roller things. Right? Just to give it a, right? Take your pea, put it in the center, push it in, and as it cooks in the oven, or dehydrates, or however you're going to do it, right? Kind of like more like dehydrate it, right? Not so much cook it as you're dehydrating it, right? In the oven on low heat. It's going to hold the little pea or the little corn in the center of it, so then when they eat it, there's a higher probability that they'll eat it. And while it's in there, in the oven doing what it's doing, any moisture that's in the chickpea will start to absorb at least a little bit, I would think, into the dehydrated pea and corn. Just soften it up. And even if it wasn't, they're so small and crunchy that they're delicious, right? Like, seriously, they're freaking delicious. Like, you don't even know. So there you go. Is that being senile? Am I being senile, sitting here looking at Walmart, making another order, and then thinking about my grandkids and buying that little extra, going out of my way to make sure that I have little more than for one batch? Because now that I'm on here, I'm noticing if you buy, it said, do you see? Where is it? 3 for $7. All right. So I saved myself $1.94. And then, this one is 2 for $8. Where am I? Right? 2 for $8. So I bought 4. Okay? I bought 4. Where am I? Here we go. I bought 4 because I can put them in my room, right? So I saved myself $5.08 on 4 boxes. This one, I bought 3, and I saved myself $1.94, right? This one, right? 2 for $8 again, so I bought 4, so I'm paying $16, but I'm saving myself $7.88. We know that this is specifically for snacks, whether I'm making it sweet or whether I'm making it salty, or whatever. Maybe one day I'll do barbecue. Who knows? And then I'm just got the one thing of great value pretzel sticks for $2.97, but I should probably just grab another bag. I'll get 2 of those. But I'm going to see if I can figure out a way to make my own pretzel sticks with that spider-looking noodle maker that I got, that I can probably do it with. And then we got original Cheerios breakfast, right? Family size, but it's not really that big. It's only, what, 570 grams, which is nothing. So I'm going to buy 2 boxes. Right, so I can do this for a couple of months without having to shop for it, unless, of course, I see that the kids really like it, and you know, now I'm looking for those sales, right? Because right, and then we've got the 1.2 kg of Shreddies, which is $10, regular price. Okay, right. I'm going to buy the bacon, Because in a situation like this, honestly, after I make that, I could fry up a few slices of bacon, crisp them up, and then break them up, and then as I'm giving to the kids, I can sprinkle it in. If I wanted to just be different. We're saving $18 on that. Obviously the eggs are coming in at $2.66 each, which is better than $3.98. And then we've got the beans. We know why. Saving $8.50 for how many do I have? Maximum of 5. Then we've got the corned beef at $4 a pound, already pre-canned. It'll last for years and years and years and years and years. So I ain't sweating it. Saving 20 bucks there. Then we've got the frozen niblet corn. We know what we're going to do with it. Save another 8 bucks. And now we've got the French style green beans. We know what we're going to do with it. 5 more bags at 8 bucks. And then we've got the cream, the peaches and cream whole corn. Again, 5, save another 8 bucks. And then the little peas that are trying to sneak themselves in, so we'll just leave them there. It's like that walnut, you know, Andre and I, we used to go collect walnuts, and we thought we got them all, and just as we were leaving, one would fall off the tree, and it was a big little thing with us. Oh, don't leave me behind. The walnut would say, don't leave me behind. Or as we're walking and we're ready to leave, and we know we looked in that area, all of a sudden there's a walnut right in front of us. So it was the walnut always said, don't leave me behind. Well, that's kind of like with the peas, don't leave me behind. So we're going to scoop up on the peas. All right? So now, my total bill, if I was to pay full price for everything, would be $286.33. And when you look at it, really, realistically, you're not getting a lot of food for that amount of money. However, it's all in how you spread it out, right? So now we're saving, we'll just round it off at $94, okay? And my bill is $192. Add on $6 for delivery, right? Throw on a $5 tip, whether I give it to them at the door or whether I do it this way. I don't like doing it online because oftentimes things go missing and it really pisses me off. Even though the company reimburses me, I don't like it when I order 2 jugs of milk and I only get 1. And then I have to go back and order to get another jug of milk because I'm short, because I go through 2 jugs of milk like every 3 freaking days here. Like, it's pathetic. So where did a jug of milk go? Well, obviously the guy that delivered it to the door stole the milk. That's what happened. Right? Like the guy that came to the door yesterday, I gave him $5 and change. Pays for his gas. So, do I do this or not? What do you think? I'll have enough snacking material to get me by for a while anyway. Especially if I make the chickpea crackers with the little vegetable inside. I think that's a really good idea. I could probably spread out this stuff, the nuts and bolt material, over a couple of months. 2-3 months. The kids will be coming over wanting that. They'll be like, Nana, can I have nuts and bolts? As soon as they come in the door, they'll be asking for nuts and bolts. That's exactly what will happen. You watch and see. I bet you. They won't wait to get it. Yeah. All right. So does this make me senile? What do you think? Spending money for what? What am I spending money on, people? Okay, this is definitely a different kind of video here. Anyway, I signed in, whatever. It turns out they don't have the post-ready originals big box. So they put it in the save, which I'll remove. But if you notice here, you can buy 3 for $10, which actually, in terms of grammage, 440 times 3, right, is 8, 12, carry 1, 8, 12, 13, that's 113, 1,300 and whatever grams. I'm just, yeah, that's all I've been doing for the last week is math, people. As a matter of fact, I phoned my bank. It was too funny. When I phoned my bank to, get my, because I said, look, I bought this, this, and this. It's not posting on my, telephone banking, and I want to know what my true balance is, and blah, 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 versus, whatever. So he says, well, he's going to start calculating it out on his end with a calculator. After he gave me a number, and I said, okay, well, we'll see who can do it faster. I'll do it with my brain. Subtract this amount that you gave me from that amount while you do it on the calculator. It turned out that I was the one that came up with the answer first. And I told him, well, there you go. You see, the brain is better than the calculator. All right. Anyway, so I didn't know that. Right? Now, this is a cereal that actually Andre really likes. And Amari actually does. And so do I. Honestly, right? And it's almost comparable in price in terms of so if I do the 3, it comes at $10, right? It didn't really change my bill. They took off, well, they took off the big box that they didn't have. So what I'm going to do here, and you save $4.01 for the 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to order 3 more. And because I got these buckets coming, I'm going to take these bags out of the buckets. Out of the boxes. I'm going to take these bags out of the boxes. All right. Yeah. All right. So now I saved myself $8.02, and it's going to just cost me $20. All right, so for all these cereals that I'm buying, okay, this is what I'm trying to say. My bill only jumped up by another $10. That's not too bad. And that's including my my delivery fee. There's a delivery fee in here. Do you see? That's the delivery fee, right? And my savings in total were we'll just round it off at $102 for this bill. Now, for all these cereals, okay, obviously I'm not going to go through them all at one time, right? And I really don't want a bunch of boxes piling up in my room. And you have to remember, when you buy these things like this, whether they're bags of rice or boxes of cereal, this is how moths come into your house. I'm not saying Walmart has moths, but some of these grocery stores have moths, because when I was buying over the last several months with the rice bags, and every now and then I do get a few cereals, just like Raisin Bran, Shreddies, that kind of thing, right? Nothing fancy. I don't go for the, I keep it pretty simple. And they go in my room. Now, no moth is going to like living in my room, because my room is almost like an ice box, but they're flying around in here. So what I'm trying to say is, when you do stuff like this, okay, and you think you can just take these boxes, 10 boxes of cereal, and stack them up over here, you're battling 2 major issues. One, they may or may not come in with moths, right? So you're going to want to maybe deal with that problem, and I'll explain to you what I'm going to do just in case, right? There's a moth in the box, and all right. And then 2, because I'm buying a fair amount, which I'm not going to use all at one time, I'm going to do one of 2 things. I'm going to take everything out of the box. I'm going to label on the bag with a black felt pen what it is. Shreddies. Whatever, right? And then I'm going to take those bags, and I'm going to put them in one of my buckets that I got coming, the 5-gallon bucket. they'll sit, that bucket will go in my room. I don't know where. I'll find a spot for it though, because it's cool, right? And they'll be out of sight, out of mind, protected from the elements for the most part. However, if I wanted to take it one step further, if I wanted to, and I might, it depends. Depends on how much I have and how fast I think I'm going to go through it. I might open up one or two of those bags, take out, cut it so the air comes out, and then I'm going to put it in a vacuum seal bag, and I'm going to vacuum seal it, and then I'm going to put it in the bucket. And the reason I'm doing that is to keep it fresher. Because if you just leave it in the bag as is with all that air in there, depending on how long it is, or in terms of in storage, until you're ready to use it. Hold on a minute. I told the kids, leave me alone, I'm shopping for them. Little did they know, right? Okay, so because I'm buying such a large amount, right? And I know that if cereal sits too long in a box with air in the bag, it can go stale. It can, right? To prevent that from happening as fast as it can, because you never really know. You know, sometimes you go to the grocery store and you buy a bag of chips and they're like perfect, right? And then you go and buy another bag of chips at the grocery store and they're freaking stale. Why? Anyway, I don't want, right? If you're going to spend this kind of money, it doesn't seem like a lot of money between the two of them, but at the end of the day, it all, you know, all right. So we wanted to get the most bang for our buck, and it's nothing for me to open up these boxes, cut it, the plastic, let the air out, fold over the, right, put it in another vacuum seal bag, give it a quick vacuum seal, label it, and put it into my 5-gallon bucket, and then I have it, right? I'm just saying, right? Because, I mean, this is 6 boxes of this. I'm not going to use all that in a month. Hell no. And I sure in the hell don't want 6 boxes of fucking shreddies in my room among all these other boxes, not including the few boxes I already got in there. And I'm like, you know, are you going to see now? Or are you making preparations to make it so that when the kids come over, you know, especially if they're having a sleepover, people, you know, once my kitchen's a little more cleared out and I'm done with this crap with the downstairs, you know, the kids will come over and I'll be like, you guys want to make some snacks? Do you want to make nuts and bolts? Oh, yeah. And they can put everything into the big bowl, mix it all around. And, you know, we're using real butter. That's good for them. We've got vegetables in there. I'm going to make those little chickpea little squares. You know, and these are basic just wheat freaking cereals with the added vitamins in them. And, you know, it will be good. And then if I fry up some bacon and then sprinkle it on after the fact, after it's all said and done, oh yeah, they'll be wanting, when we want to go to Nana's house and make nuts and bolts, and Mom, let's go. Right? So, you know, here, how many boxes did we buy here? Just 3 for $7. How much am I saving? I'm only saving $1.94, so it's, you know, I'm not too worried about that. Okay, what about here? You know, when the numbers jump up and I think that I'm saving a fair amount of money compared to whatever, right? Then, yeah, maybe I'll, you know, I'll add in a couple more. Now that I know that I'm going to be taking them out of the boxes, I'd probably vacuum seal some of this, for sure. For sure. Right? If I was smart, honestly, I'd double up on these. Instead of 2 boxes, I'd get 4. Honestly. And I'd vacuum seal and put in buckets. Right? And we've got 2 of those. I'm not saving anything on those, so that's minor. Plus, we're going to make preparations to make our own pretzels. Some way, somehow. Okay? I don't think that'd be too hard. This is just a standard price, so 2 boxes is fine. Right? Something like this, if you puncture the bag, again, vacuum seal it, and you can use a vacuum seal bag more than once. You do realize that, right? So just keep your product inside the bag and then put it into a vacuum seal bag and then vacuum seal it. And then when you cut off the vacuum seal part, you can reuse that vacuum seal bag again to do it again. Okay? I'm just saying. And then I did get some parchment paper. Where is it? No, it's not there. Where is it? Come on. Where's my parchment paper? I have some around the house, but do you think I can find it? Not right now, and I ain't looking for it. There it is, right there. Alright, so let's go for the better deal. These are the better deals. Chex gluten-free rice cereal. And you have to remember, these are small, right? These are small boxes, 340 grams. But if you take it out of the box, cut it, fold over, take out the air, and then put it in a vacuum seal, that in itself is not going to take up a lot of space. And if you vacuum seal it, it will stay fresher. And I'm only getting 2 boxes, which, oh no, I'm getting 4. Getting 4 boxes. Okay, so I already got the 4, so I'm good. I don't, 4 will be enough to start. I already know I'm going to like this. And I already know I can involve the children with this. And I know they're going to love it. I know they're going to come and say, Nana, we want snacks. Nana, we want nuts and bolts. I know it for a fact. I know these kids. Yeah. And then, if I can get it down where it's real good, right, I can teach Tisha how to do it. And maybe she'll do it for herself. Maybe. Alright, so the bill is now $311. What happened to my $100.25 budget? $125 budget. Well, it kind of went out of the water here, right? So currently it's $210, including delivery. Saved myself $102. I don't, oh yeah, butter at $5 a pound versus $7 a pound. And I bought margarine, and I bought 2 packs of margarine, 1 kg, 3 pounds per box. We're not even eating it. We don't, I never, Andre always goes for the butter. Yeah. So I haven't eaten margarine in I don't even know how many years. Right? Just saying. And if I start doing this, it requires butter. So this is a time if it's still on sale. Yeah, do you see? Right here. Salted butter. $6.88 for $4.97. And you can freeze it. You can can it. Right now I'm trying to just sneak it around in my freezers. You can get no-name butter, but I don't like this butter. I try and avoid no-name butters. If honestly, I need to make more freezer space, I know what I'm going to do. In one of my freezers, I'm going to try and freeze it up a little bit. And once I get enough room, instead of buying butter this way, I'm going to buy whipping cream, the 1 liter size whipping cream, make my own butters, because then you get the whey, and you can freeze the whey and make pancakes and that kind of stuff with it, which is nutritional. And you pay something like $6.50, maybe $7, no more than what you're paying for this stuff, right? For the 1 liter whipping cream, you get more for your money if you whip it up yourself and make the butter and freeze it than if you do buying it this way. Because if you buy the whipping cream and do it for yourself for the same amount of money, you get quite a bit of whey. that you can mix into other foods. So I'll be leaning more towards that direction. But for now, I don't have time. Okay, so now what did I do? Now I'm sticking my neck out here. I'm not rolling the dice, but okay. So the original bill was $339. Now it's $109 that I'm saving because of the butter that I just bought, and the bill itself is $230. $238.70 with delivery. But after I'm done, I won't have to buy peas, corn, or even beans for that matter, for a long time, unless, of course, I just want it fresh for whatever reason. And you know I can do multiple things with these things. Plus, you now know I am going to be sneaking it in with my chickpea crackers as I'm making them a nuts and bolt snack that at some point they will help me to make themselves. And I'll have enough to get me through, at least for, well, it depends how often I do it, right? We'll just round it off between 2 to 4 months. Because, you know, I'm not going to be eating this all the time, I don't think. Right? But it's just another, you know, filler, right? And we know how I'm going to store it. Taking them out of their boxes. Probably vacuum sealing more than half. It's nothing for me. I have the bags. I've got the buckets to put them in. Everything will probably fit real nice into one bucket. Put it in my room. They'll stay nice and cold. And, yeah. And we got the extra butter for this little project. Because I want to make cinnamon buns. Right? I am so forward looking for the day when I can just cook. You don't even know. And then, very seldom do I accept substitutes, because one time I allowed that to happen, and it wasn't Walmart, it was Canadian Superstore. Although Walmart probably doesn't give me substitutes as well. Yeah, on meat they have. Anyway, it was canned Spam or something that was supposed to be on sale. They ended up giving me a different brand that was like 2 times more expensive. I was choked. Anyway, so I'm at the point where when I'm shopping, give me what I want. If you don't have it, fine, I can accept that, and I move on. Otherwise, I don't, you know, very, very seldom will I ever accept a, what is that called? A substitute. All right. So now they've got me, they add in the driver tip. Personally, I think, I don't care what grocery store it is, I think that they should be paying the drivers more money versus relying on DoorDash and those kind of things, those kind of companies to do the job of the corporation, quote unquote, because they'd have better control of theft. I can't stand it when I order shit and then 3 packages of cheese are missing. A jug of milk is missing. Could be anything, you know, right? Because some of these drivers, they steal, and it's so depressing. It's so depressing. I'm at a point, I'm at a 60% ratio. I mean, one driver delivered my shit to a different house and gave me somebody else's crap. I mean, like, who does that? Like, that's stupid, right? And that was such a nuisance, right? Anyway, I'm at a 60% ratio where 60% of my orders Well, we'll put it at 65 because it got better there. It was really bad at one point between Canadian Superstore and Walmart. Oh my God. And then it slowed down, it got better, and it was okay for a while, and then it started up again with the thieving. With the thieving, right? And now I'm probably at a 70% ratio where I get my full orders with 30% where somebody is still stealing. So because of that, I don't like to do freaking, you know, I can't stand giving them. Tisha has to go to the bank for me, bank machine, so she can get me some cash. Because right now they've got me at a 4% tip for $9.31. Now it is a fairly large order for what it's worth. But I like to give them their tips at the door, considering the theft part of it. Right? Sometimes I tip, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I tip cash to find out that something was stolen. Like, it really pisses me off. You don't even know. So at this point, we're doing a 0 tip. And Tisha's going to go to the bank for me. And I'll ask her to break up a bill and bring me some change. And I'll do a $5 tip for sure. For sure. Right? For gas. The store itself is not very far away. And I might throw in $7. I don't think... I've done 10. I've done 10. I even gave a guy $20 one time. It all depends on my mood and where I'm at. But you can see when you're spending this kind of money and you're ordering, you know, the tips can start to add up too, right? So, like, you know, $50 in tips in a week, like, oh no, I don't think so, right? Okay, so the total bill was $345. We saved $109. And we've got a bill of $232 with a $7 delivery fee and some taxes with a total of $245, more than I wanted to spend. But considering what I'm spending it on and what I'm going to do with it and how I can stretch it out over the next 3 to 12 months or more, depending on what it is, like the corned beef, obviously I won't be using it all because I don't need it. This is just back up and tuck it away like a dirty secret so that when I die, my kids can say, what the fuck was Mom thinking with all this stupid corned beef? But by then, the food will be so expensive, they'll be so grateful to have it. And if not them, then Andre deserves to have it. If they don't want it, they can give it to Andre. Because as it is, Andre wants a whole shelf. A whole shelf, like a wall unit, full of it. As if, right? Now that would be a little extreme. Okay. So I'm done. That one kind of hurt, considering how much I spent in the last week. But it's not unusual, people, for me to go out and about pushing Amari in a broken down stroller with Andre, pulling a old granny metal basket on 2 wheels, you know those kind, with a garbage bag inside, go to Nestor's, maybe Lucky's, or wherever in my local neighborhood and spend $1,000. $800 to $1,000. Easy peasy to go to Save On Foods when I go to the eye doctor and spend $800. So, what difference does it make? It's what you buy and how you buy it and what you do with it and how you store it and how you spread it out. That really starts to make a difference, because with that, what I just did, I'm back down to all I need is milk, bread, eggs. Don't need butter for a long time, really. Lettuce, bag of carrots here and there, some fresh fruit, right? And then as Andre's making his smoothies with the frozen fruit in the freezer, top those off, right? Right? I'm not buying meat because I have meat in freezers. So, but the canned meat, corned beef, the canned ham, that's different. Right? That's a completely different product that can sit nice by itself for 10 years without being interrupted, and when you open it, it's like that can of tuna. It's going to taste real, 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 real good. And in 10 years from now, you know what? I wonder if there's even going to be animal protein in our grocery stores with what our governments are trying to do with this fake lab-grown meat that they're producing in vats and trying to create their middle-class households with the government supplementing the rents and trying to encourage them to buy whatever it is that they're renting, so that when they start falling apart, because you know it's just a matter of time before they start falling apart, the owner of whatever it was that they rented, with the assistance of the government subsidizing their rent, and then the government helping them to buy it, and once they buy it, when those buildings start to fall apart, it will be the homeowner to that unit that will be responsible for the repairs. Okay? And who knows what's going to be in the grocery stores? Seriously. Not to say that the corned beef I have in my house will be around for 10 years, but you know, it just buys my family a little time. Right? Whether I'm alive or not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether I'm alive or not. It buys my family. Currently, my family at this point is Andre, Amari, and me. And then, of course, I've got my grandkids. And if Tisha really came to me and said, gee, Mom, you know, blah, blah, I'd be like, okay, well, let's just go from spot to spot to spot. Grab a couple of boxes and pack up and load up whatever it is that you think you can eat and you want to eat, and you're good to go. And if she's in a sore spot in life, right, can't afford to live the way she used to live when it came to groceries, she'd be grateful for anything that I gave her. And the same thing with my son, if it ever came to that. You know, what if he loses his job? Seriously. He's going to go on unemployment and what? You know, maybe he gets injured or something like that, and he can't do what he was doing. Like, you know, these young people, they don't think about stuff like that, right? They're invincible. Nothing bad will ever happen. Right? Their income will always be whatever until one day they wake up and it's and then they'll be scrambling. And they'll be scrambling, knocking on my door. And I'll be, what do you want? What do you want? Go away. You don't love me. You think I'm a lousy mother. Fuck off. I'll be a real old hag by that time. Right? I'm just saying. Okay, so the dirty deed is done. Okay, so there's some more peas. Peas are piling up. There's those peas, and then I just put more peas. Peas I bought yesterday into the dehydrator, and I think I still have one other bag in the fridge yet, and one more coming tomorrow, but then that's it. So we definitely got 2 gallons of peas, I can tell you that right now. Hold on a minute. Okay, yeah, two, probably pushing 3 gallons, so I'm going to have to order 4 more gallons. Because that's probably what I'll put them in, is in glass 1 gallon jars. Anyway, do you see this? Why am I washing these bags? Well, first of all, bags are expensive when you go to the dollar store and you buy the Ziploc bags. Not that I would use this like a Ziploc bag. However, I did rinse them out. Now you can see I'm air drying them. Then I'll turn them inside out, air dry them, and once they're completely dried, I will fold them up. I'll do that with the next batch that's coming. I'll have a big stack of fucking boo-boo bags, right? And more than likely, as I'm changing Amari, I'll use them for, like, to put the diapers in. Or I'll just put a little bag like this into a small bucket on the floor and use it for miscellaneous garbage until, because, you know, right? Or or I may use a bag, because they're food grade, right? They're whatever. Some of them I may put in with my vacuum sealing stuff, so that if I want a double bag, instead of using 2 double vacuum seal bags, I can put my food in here, right? Vacuum seal it in a vacuum seal bag, and then write on what's in it. So you're, double protecting. You could even freeze meat in those if you wanted to. Right? You can do lots of things with them. The only thing is, this is where my son would say, "You see now, you're now washing bags. Why? Why are you washing bags? That's garbage." And then his wife would be saying, "Yeah, I know, it's redundant. Well, that's just, how many bags did she wash? Like, why does she need to wash 50 vegetable bags? That's redundant, don't you think?" Tisha would be like, No. I like my peas and my corn and my beans fresh. Right? So, it's like, shut up. You don't deal with fucking diapers like I do every day. That's the first thing, right? And, I don't like to spend a lot of money on quote-unquote bags just to throw them out in the garbage. So, I have, whatever, you can get a fair amount of, if you sweep on the floor or whatever, right? There are multiple uses for these. Just need to be rinsed out. But it's kind of monotonous standing here rinsing bag after bag after bag. And then you kind of have to air dry them. And then you got to flip them inside out and air dry them some more. Make sure everything's nice and dry before you put them away. Right? Okay. This is too funny. Now, here's the thing. I got up waiting for my order, and it turns out it was canceled. So now I'm on the phone, phoning my bank to see if there's an issue. No issue. It went through. Actually, the payment went through. Okay. Then I'm trying to phone the store. They're not answering. Finally, I phone head office at Walmart. They're saying whatever. They don't really know because they can't get through to the store. But I can reorder. And I'm like, well, before I reorder, I want to, maybe the order was too big. Like, what happened? Because, I said, if they don't have something, they're not going to cancel the whole order. They'll just take out what they don't have and subtract it from the total, right? They're not going to subtract everything because they don't want to fill the order. Long story short, I got in touch with the store, and somebody put a smoke bomb in their pickup delivery area and blew up a smoke bomb. Like, what the hell? Those people work hard in there, man. Like, seriously, I've been dealing with them for quite a long time, off and on, right? For whatever reason, right? And, and so they had to shut down the whole system when it came to online ordering. And they don't know if it's going to be 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days before they can be back online and do what they need to do. So it turns out, I guess I can go to a different store and order and reorder. See, we're very sorry, but your order was canceled. Canceled because somebody threw in a smoke bomb. Like, who does that? That's pathetic. Hold on a minute. Alright, different Walmart. Now my bill is $330.77 instead of $245. Remember, I borrowed $500 on my personal loan to top this shit off, right? And now I'm probably have to go in there and put another $500 just to top this shit off. Because I have other things I have to do, like pay bills, but besides that point. So the total bill currently is is this even recording? Yeah. $449.66. I saved myself $118.89. So we'll just round it off to $119. My total bill is $330.77. So currently they've got me at $332.01, and then a $7 delivery, right, and another $1 on tax. And then of course when they show up at the door, I'll probably give them a $10 bill because it's a big order, right? versus putting the $10 on here. I will give it to them at the door. Now, I did add a couple of extra things. I'm only doing the one milk because my fridge is kind of being used with these frozen vegetables as I'm between dehydrators. So I should have one full jug in there. If not, I've got at least a half a jug. I'm going to order some more sweet potatoes, and this time I'm going to see if maybe I can slice them. You have to cook them though first, right? So maybe I'll cook them, let them cool completely, then slice them, then dehydrate them, because they're coming in at 74 cents a pound. You know how you make like sweet potato chips and that kind of thing? I'm not sure how to do that, but maybe I'll attempt to do that and throw in a bit of that into these nuts and bolts that I want to do for the kids. Now, because of this, keep in mind my camera might be running out and I can't put anything on my other computer until I get my external hard drive and clear up some disk space. So if I kick out, that's why. In the meantime, I did order 8 more jars. I know. Right, so I've got the 4 that are going to fill up with these vegetables that I'm dehydrating right now real fast. And then I got 8 more because I need a jar for oatmeal, 1 gallon size. Because I've got one for regular oats, and then I like a 1 gallon size for large flaked oats. Plus, I'm going to be doing the snacks for the kids, right? So I'll be doing them in large batches, and then I'll put them in jars, right, as I go. So I'll be 2 jars for sure. 1 to eat all the time, a little snack when they come, and then 1 that goes in my room, so that when the first jar runs out, I can grab another jar, and when the 2 jars are empty, I can do it again. Right? Okay? And I'm going to see if I can throw in a few sweet potato chips in there as well. I didn't notice that they had grapes on sale. This is supposed to be, hold on a minute. This is supposed to be on sale, but it looks like it is not. So I'm going to remove that. Maybe there's something I'm missing. So I'll go back. I don't know how that works, because it's supposed to be on sale. I'm not paying $43 for grapes, so we'll remove that, okay? I'm not worried about that right now. That can be, so that brings down my bill now to $286, which is okay. But if you notice, my savings are still the same, which is even better. And then, of course, I got an Egg McMuffin in the house, so I'm going to order 4 more eggs just because. They're $2.66 each. And of course, I'm going to top off with the corned beef because it's coming in at $4 a pound. Can't complain about that. I checked on this Walmart to see if they had that canned ham at $2.97 a can. They were out of stock as well, so I'm lucky I got the 10 cans when I did. So I'm okay with that. And then, of course, I just went into the frozen vegetables, people. Right? We got the frozen niblet whole corn. We've got the peaches and cream, 5 packs per order, per product. We've got the summer sweet peas. They don't want to be left behind. And then we've got the frozen style green beans, being that I am doing beans. And then we've got these whole green beans, which I'll end up mixing all together, and they will go into jars as well with an oxygen absorber. And then, yeah. And then we've got just 2 pretzels, right? I bought the parchment paper because I ain't running around the house looking for mine right now. So to keep it easy, I ordered some parchment paper. We've got the 2 bacon, saving myself 20 bucks there, which $18, which makes sense to me for now. And then I redid the butter, but this time I added in unsalted butter. Because when you make crepes with coconut, they want unsalted butter, and I have. But at this price, you know, you're saving over $7.50 times 2. You know, that's like $15 on butter, right? I'll have to find a place to put it in the freezer somewhere. So that's my issue, right? And then of course the salted, but whatever, I'll be using it with these things. So we got the Swiss cheese little crackers. I got 6 of those. We got the Cheerios, 2 at regular price, 2 boxes. We've got the Czech rice. I bought how many boxes? 4. And then we've got the Crispex, 4 again, right, with a saving of $7.88. And then we've got the Shreddies, 3 for $10. I bought 6, and that's my total bill. Now, what's going to happen with these things, these cereals, is I'm going to take them out of the boxes, pop the bag, fold over the plastic. I can even take some of those vegetable bags, put that bag that's with the Shreddies or whatever into the plastic bag, and then put it into a vacuum seal bag, and then vacuum seal it, right? So, and then because I got the extra buckets, quote unquote, because I'm going to be working on, you'll see what I'm going to do with the breads and the flours and that kind of thing, right? I got a couple of extra buckets, so as I'm taking this all out and vacuum sealing into whatever bags, bag over bag over bag, and just don't suck out the air too much when you get to the point where, because some of this stuff is soft, right? You don't want to crush it, you just want to take out a little bit of air, right? And then I'm just going to put them into the bucket, and I'll put for snacks, right? And I'll label on the bag what it is. And then because I bagged over bag over bag, when I cut the bag at the top, the vacuum seal bag, I'll be able to reuse that vacuum seal bag to do it again the next time I do a big shop, right? And then I'll do enough to fill up 2 1-gallon jars, because the kids are coming like 2-3 times a week, people. How long do you think a 1-gallon size jars of homemade nuts and bolts is going to last? Probably not that long. And of course, I'm going to do the chickpea crackers with the dehydrated vegetable. Whether I grind up the vegetables after they've been dehydrated, I can mash them up with a mortar or run them through a little mill and mix them in with the pea paste. Chickpea paste, because you boil the chickpeas, mash them. I can put it in either whole, or I can grind it up, mix it in, put it on the cookie sheet with the parchment paper, right? Cook it on very low temperature in terms of like quote unquote dehydrating. I could even mix in sweet potato mashed up into that mixture and do it that way, and then fill up that jar with little pieces of that to mix into what I'm doing for the kids. Basically, and then every time they come, they'll be like, well, we want nuts and bolts, Nana. We want nuts and bolts. And then when we run out, I'll be okay. You guys can help now make it, right? And then hopefully my kitchen will be a little more cleared out by then, right? I'm downstairs moving around, fixing things up, doing whatever, and I can start doing things with them, and that will be one of the things that we can do together. It would be fun. It would be really fun for them, not for me, but for them, right? And they'll have that memory, and then Tisha will be like, oh my God, how did you do that, Mom? And I'll be like, well, come to help. And then she'll be doing it with them, and it will be better for the kids, people. In terms of Tisha knows what's going into the versus just buying it off the shelf. Because as you're doing, there's other ways to make crackers and stuff, right? I don't think I could ever make these little cereal things, but that's okay. Like, you can, where am I? Where's my finger? You can always take the time to read on the back. And if they're starting to put bugs in them, right, don't buy it. If they're keeping it pretty generic with the, products that are in it, then just use it as a supplement to make your own snacks with. So, now that Walmart already charged my account, and it can take up to 3 to 5 business days to reverse it, So I might just phone up my bank and ask them to forward another $500 into my account so that I don't get stressed out, because I have to pay 2 bills from there, right? I have to pay on my personal loan and on my credit card, which sucks up a lot of money. But how often I have to see how far this goes, and perhaps I'll even, you know what, after it's all said and done, I should keep track to see how much I paid for each thing. Like, try and calculate, you know how I did with the vegetables, how much came out per pound, $1.59 per pound. Didn't matter what the vegetable was in terms of what I bought, right? $1.59 a pound is pretty damn good when you think about it, right? And if you were to buy a bag of nuts and bolts in a grocery store as a single bag for 295 grams, but you take all this grammage, you add it up, divide it, you'll see. You'll get more than likely more for your money. And not only more for your money, but you'll get more versatility in terms of now you're introducing chickpeas, you know, vegetable fiber and a few vitamins in there. You've got the sweet potato. However you decide to bring that in, you can incorporate dehydrated apple pieces into it. There's lots of things you can do with it, right? Okay, they don't have the unsalted butter available, so they took it out. So now my bill is $274 with my delivery included. And then they always entice me. The kids and I, everybody likes this. Minute Maid Peach Mango 1 liter. It's actually not a bad price. Here you can see, oh, it's on sale. It's on sale. So you see when it's on sale, this is when you want to buy it. And they drink this. Everybody drinks this. So I'm gonna buy the max, or at least 10. Oh yeah. Let's see how many I can get. And see how my bills jump up? There, max, yeah. It's worth it. I'm always buying that stuff, like milk. Okay, so now my bill is a total of $292.85. So now I'm juggling. I'm playing hardball here, right? And I will take the time to try and calculate per gram the total cost of whatever it is that I'm trying to make in general when it comes to those nuts and bolts for the kids. But we also know that I added in 10 more containers of juice, right? And I added in some milk, right? Okay, so that's why the bill jumped up a little bit, but that's okay. It is what it is. This is what I'm saying, right? Whether you do it with a single this, single that, 2 of that, 1 of this, and a little bit of that, and buy some meat over there, your bill is going to be anywhere between $150 to $300. So what difference if you spend it this way? Get your maximum amount of savings when you can, and then divvy it out, however you're going to divvy it out. And if you're not going to use it around right away, then you know what to do. Like in terms of those crackers, like, you know, by the time I get through all of them, after divvying it out, because I'm not going to give it to them all at one time, I'm going to space it out, right? You know, you want to kind of preserve them, right? So hold on a minute. Okay, so we did it, all right? Now, as backup, just so that I don't have any problems, I'm going to phone my bank and transfer a bit more money into my account so that there's no iffy, and let them know that another one's coming in. Let them know that the first one went bonkers because somebody threw a smoke bomb into the pickup delivery section of, you know, the Walmart in the city central, right, which is pathetic. Because really, those people, they actually do work very hard. They're very polite when you phone them if you have issues. The main issues that I have with Walmart are the delivery drivers. 30% at this point, I would say, 35% at this point of the drivers are stealing. At one point, it was 60%. Then Walmart, I don't know, they started doing something and it stopped. It was good for a couple of months, and now it's picking up again. And that's why, basically, I don't do tips online. Plus, when you're doing large orders, you know, and order after order after order, you know, keeping what's coming out of my account down. But, you know, like with this order, I knew it was a big order. So I sent Tisha yesterday to the, what is it called? Bank machine, right? And I said, I need some change. So, you know, there, you can see, $10 bill. I'm going to give, but before that, I'm going to, you know, and even then, sometimes you give them the tip, they go away, you open up whatever, and shit's missing. Because they opened up the bags. It depends on how they come in. I like them when they're stapled, right? Because then they can't root around in it. Like some of these delivery drivers, like they're crooked. But besides that point, so now, you know, I don't want to be fooling around with this shit. Just get it fucking ready, you know, get it, like I said, vacuum sealed into the bucket as things run out. You know, the more I can make for myself, like the chickpeas, and I can actually do chickpea with sweet potato now, throwing a little pea in the center of it, or a little corn in the center of it that's been dehydrated. After the, you know, you cook your sweet pea, you cook your sweet potato, you cook your chickpeas, you mash everything, right? You season it. Put it on the cookie sheet, cut it up, put something in the center of each one, or you can grind it up and mix it up with the whole thing, however you want. Dehydrate it in the oven on low, because you're not baking it, you're just drying it now, right? I mean, yeah, and mix it in with what you're doing. You'll not only get a more nutritional product, but you'll get one that's a little cheaper in the long run, I would think. And you'll be able to, if you do it this way, you can spread it out longer. Like, this should be able to last me, oh, I don't know, I'll put it between 3 to 6 months working with 2-gallon jars. 2 of them. Right? And that's not every time they come, but I could see it, like, every time they come, they'll be asking for it. You know, and they get a little bowl each. Right? How long that will go, how fast it will take for me to go through it, I don't know. And I'm like, well, how can you give this to Amari? Because Amari can't eat this stuff. It's, you know, would be good for him. What can I, because he needs it soft, puree, liquidy, right? You know, he can't eat things dry. So now I'm in another dilemma. And I'm like, well, I can't mix it up with whipping cream. It's salty. Because, you know, I'm going to be using paprika, garlic salt, and seasoning salt. If I had it with a sugary honey base, maple sugar with honey or something, a mixture like that, then yeah, I could grind it up and put in some whipping cream and maybe make it that way where he can have it with some applesauce on the side. But, you know, when it's salted, I don't know how I haven't figured that one out yet. So you solve one problem, and then you come across another problem, right? But it's okay, you know. Am I senile, people? Is this senile behavior? Seriously. Seriously. I don't think so. I really don't. And I don't appreciate my son calling me, when are you going to stop buying? Well, I don't know. Maybe when I feel satisfied and I feel like I have fucking food security in my house without the buckets ending up in the stupid garage. Oh, sorry, it won't be the food, it will be the fabric. Yeah, okay. Or it will be my dehydrators. Go figure. Could you imagine? Okay, so this is the end of the video, only I can't do nothing with it until I get my external hard drive. Clear out the other computer so I can da-da-da-da. Okay. So for every problem that you solve, you create a problem. Uniline, I had to buy buckets and jars. Then I had to buy some more jars because I'm making now snacks, nuts and bolts with the kids. Plus, I bought extra frozen vegetables, so, you know. I could have vacuum sealed them, but I just, whatever. And then we know what happened with Walmart, but everybody's back is covered. Walmart's back is covered in terms of, I phoned the bank after I did the order, and basically I told them, don't be trying to protect me. I made this order. This is what happened with the other order. You know, don't flag my account because I'm spending, right? And while you're here, take another $500 from my personal loan, put it into my account so that I can now let everything run itself through over the week, because I've done fairly quite a bit. This is where you're juggling, right? So, and then once everything gets processed and da-dee-dee-da-da, then I've got enough money to pay my bills. I'll put the money back now, right? And then I won't have to do this. The only thing I'll need to do in about 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, probably in about 3 or 4 months, is go off and buy a whole bunch of the cereals that I just bought. And more sweet potatoes if I want. But I got dehydrated, so even if I can't find them at 74 cents a pound, I got them dehydrated already. So I can take those sweet potatoes and mix them in with organic chickpeas that I have in the house, because when I did that, I was buying 25 pounds here, 25 pounds there, right? So, okay. So, as I was talking to the bank fella, he was telling me that the Walmart about 3 weeks ago up in New Westminster at Metrotown, teenagers, like high schoolers, like grade 11, grade 12, a group of them all went into Walmart and started pepper spraying everybody. People were passed out on the ground, everything. They had to shut down the store. That happened one time when I went to an eye appointment. Same damn thing. I don't know what people's problems are. Like, seriously. But, he said, oh, times are tough. Yeah, but I'm showing you kind of how to work around that and get your maximum dollar amount savings. I'm on the phone. Just wait a minute. Just let me finish this. I'm trying to show you how to get your maximum dollar amount savings, even if you have to go in the hole for a little while to get those savings, because, you play catch up, right? And then, I'd rather do it all at one time, basically have it on hand for the next 3 to 6 months and not worry about it. Just get creative with what I do have. But, then when you stick your neck out, you're looking at, well, do I want to vacuum seal? Do I want to put them in jars? Blah, 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 blah. Either or, everybody's good. Walmart gets their money. The bank is happy. I'm happy at this point. But as fast as I'm feeling okay, I'm crashing. Why am I crashing? Because I'm doing something else versus trying to fight my way downstairs to do whatever it is, first of all, that I want to do that I basically can't, and then go downstairs and do what I'm told to do, even though I don't necessarily want to do it in the way I'm being told to do it. Also, I'm starting to feel panic attacks because of that situation, which takes away from the positive things that I'm trying to do for the grandkids. Basically, I didn't buy all that shit for myself, people, right? Like those kind of cereals, I don't buy those kinds of cereals, but I would for nuts and bolts for the kids for a snack. Yeah, as I'm willing to cook up chickpeas and whatever, sweet potato, and make those little crackers, and I'm willing to do that for the kids, but that takes time. It costs money. It takes up space, whatever. And then it just kind of ruins everything. And now I'm like having panic attacks because I'm gaslighting myself as I'm being told whatever it is that I'm going to be told. And I hear it coming, and it hasn't even came yet. Like it's being drilled into my freaking head, and I don't like it. It's not right. Right? So I gotta shake it off because I got a lot of work I have to do. Now that I've done this, I got a lot of freaking work I have to do. So I pace myself as much as I can, day after day after day. But after a few more days, when it comes to these vegetables, I'm rocking. I'm rocking, people. Okay, I'm gonna actually end it on this note. I've been ordering online for quite a long time now. And, we know I rail on about immigrants from time to time, depending on where they sit within that caste system. That two-tiered predator system that I live in. Anyway, I've been thinking, right? I have been thinking about it as an appreciation. I have books, cookbooks in in Tisha's room, right? I was gonna send them out in the mail. There's one book in Lucy's box. There's another book in April's box. Peggy I sent out to, but for whatever reason it came back to me. Either or, I've got a stack full down there, and I was thinking of maybe taking 10 or 15 of those cookbooks and just dropping them off at the pickup delivery area at the Walmart that I normally deal with, and with a note, Judy Chorney says, "Thank you very much for everything that you've done for me." And so when I hear about them being, smoke bombed, like, that bothers me, people. That really freaking bothers me. It's not their fault that the food is so expensive, but you gotta work around it. What I've just shown you over the last couple of videos is one way to work around it. And yeah, you gotta stick your neck out a little bit, but you just play catch up. And in the long run, it all irons itself out, right? To one degree or another. So I'm thinking maybe I'll, like, when I get into that room, right, because I have to remove stuff out of there, and I know those books, I was thinking of maybe dropping some of them off at the food bank, because I want to go to the food bank just for the socialization part, and for the selection of fresh vegetables, especially in the summertime, because sometimes they get donations from, like, apricots, right, like from trees out here, and they whatever. Okay, so I was thinking of maybe taking some of those books and leaving a box there, but I think before I drop them off at the food bank, I think I would prefer to drop them off at the Walmart at City Central, where if their store isn't being set on fire, right, now they're being smoke bombed, just as an appreciation from a customer, right, in terms of, they pack up my stuff, and, they load it up so it can be delivered, and, they're hard workers. They don't deserve this, being mistreated by whoever is doing this crazy shit. All right, why are people smoke bombing Walmart? Because what? They don't know how to shop? They don't want to go out of their way to do the way I did it and roll the dice, right? Go into debt, right? Maybe not pay one bill so you can do this, so you can play catch up with the other bill, but now you've got that, right? Just saying. Okay, so it begins. I figured out what I'm going to do with Amari. And I can do it with the kids as well, the little ones, right? Andre likes Campbell's vegetable soup. Make up 2 cans of Campbell's vegetable soup. They get their soup, right? A little cup. And with Amari, he gets his soup, and I can put his little nuts and bolts into the soup, make it all nice and soft, puree it, and we're good to go! Yay! Problem solved! Andre and Malaya May and Kyrie and Amari all get homemade, put together nuts and bolts with Campbell's vegetable soup. Okay, this is too funny. Now Walmart sent me a $10 e-voucher for the inconvenience. When I phoned head office, they didn't tell me why my order was canceled, other than they couldn't reach the store themselves. But I ended up getting a hold of the store, talked to the people in the pickup delivery department, and she told me that they got smoke bombed and they had to shut down for anywhere from 2 to 3, 4 days because of the bullshit, right? Anyway, they sent me an email saying that now I got a $10 e-voucher to use on a future purchase. Keep me spending. But I'd go back and buy milk anyway, so, and bread and whatever, right? Yogurt. I need yogurt. So the voucher will be applied to your account in 1 to 2 business days. Well, that works out pretty good for me because within a week I'll be ordering again. So I get a $10 e-voucher. And this is what I'm saying. Maybe, you know, some of those books in Auntie Tisha's room, aka the business room, that, you know, I basically have doubles of, right? Maybe drop off a box to that pickup delivery center where I'm shopping all the time, with a little note, my appreciation from Judy Chorney. Thank you very much for putting up with my online shopping. And I'm sure, you know, they'd love to pick through the box of beautiful cookbooks, take one or two home for themselves, depending how many workers are in there. I'll put like 10 or 15 books into the box, right? And maybe a few miscellaneous trinkets that I don't want around here, right? Just as a thank you, appreciation, seriously. Because those workers, they never get any kind of thank you. What do they get? Smoke bombed. Why? Right? Why?